Are you starting to, get a little bit upset, angry maybe at all the pats on the back that you've gotten for your season last year?
Well, you know, kind of how we go, and that's the most difficult thing. We don't feel as comfortable in those situations. I know I don't. Our team in general doesn't, and we don't want it to be, some type of sympathy. Like, look, you're only as good as your last game, and the last game didn't go the way that we wanted it to. So for us, in some ways, that's a really motivating thing, and that's kind of where we focus. I know we've had a heck of a run, but the reality is, you got to play your best ball at the end of the year. In the last 2 years, we've got a ways to go.
Now, when you look at the Cincinnati job, when you took it, it's a program that obviously had some history, but they were struggling when you took over, and you've built them into the best group of five program out there, a program that made it to the college football playoff. What was that journey like for you? Because we always used to talk, you would say it's more about the journey than the destination.
It is. It is. And, really, I was fortunate to obviously be at a place for 16 years, 21, with you count playing too. And my vision is that's really what I want. I wanted to build what you guys had. If you remember, kind of that brotherhood within that locker room that's so strong. And that was the vision when I came here. Is yes, the product on the field will change, and good things will happen. But I think it starts inside that locker room, and to create that mentality of, you really enjoy what it is you do, most importantly because of the people that are around you. That's where, to me, taking over, I thought was the biggest hurdle we had to try to get to. And if we could, then success would happen on the football field and be a part of the product.
Yeah, Coach, you guys are coming off that playoff berth. You're getting ready to join the Big 12 Conference. So looking ahead to next season, how would you describe the mindset and the state of this program?
Well, it's actually probably where we feel a little bit more comfortable is going into a year where maybe they aren't talking about you, maybe they aren't picking you, and because you lost a lot. I mean, obviously not just the guys that were drafted, but anytime you lose a starting quarterback that's been playing for 4 years, everybody's got a little bit of question marks because there's no more important position. But I really feel like we're in a good position. I love the leadership that we got, and I think that's an important thing. I think we're going to be really good up front. Our entire offensive line returns, and I think we'll be as good as we have been, or maybe even better up front on the defensive line. And if there's any place to start, in our philosophy, that's the best place to start.
Now, Luke, you talked about your former quarterback, Desmond Ridder, taken in the third round by the Atlanta Falcons. You saw him for 4 years. You got to know him, and really he built a legacy in Cincinnati. What is he going to bring to Atlanta, and what can you say about the guys that are going to try to look to follow up that legacy this spring?
He not only left a legacy, he created a culture and created an environment. He's not the only one. I mean, the Kobe Bryants of the world did that as well, and it's difficult. Those guys are going to be missed, but you really kind of look at what kind of leadership you have based on what comes back. And when those guys leave, great leaders leave it in better shape. And I think the guys that are following behind them are going to have had an incredible example. And that's why I feel like we're in a really good place. I think as he goes down to Atlanta, I think he's in a really unique situation because he's best when he's legitimately in a competition. And I think with Marcus Mariota in front of him, as he walks in the door, I think he will truly have an opportunity to compete for the position. And for Desmond Ridder in general, there's nothing that's more motivating, and he's at his best when it's the highest competition.